So we are going to see this SHM calculation from step number 32, mainly seeing this what you call value of r, putting in this polar coordinate. So r sin r and r cos r we are calculating in step 32, that is sum of m2 and s2. And we need to note down the sign of this, whether it is plus or minus, for putting in the polar coordinates. So in this question for Sunday Island, you can see r sin r is plus and r cos r is minus. Then we need to calculate the separate values of capital R and small r. So we divide r sin r and r cos r. So we get tan r, and we divide these values and we get the value of small r by doing tan inverse of this value, and we get the value of small r. Now we our value will come always less than 90 because we are doing tan inverse. If it is plus or minus, you can just ignore that, just take the numerical value that is less than 90, and then we will have to put it in polar coordinate system, and which should be written in 360-degree format that we will see. The next is calculating the value of capital R. For capital R, we square on both the sides. So r square sine square r plus r square cos square r is equals to square of addition of these two values. Now we take r square common, and sine square r plus cos square r is equal to 1. So that is equals to r square will be equal to these values. So r is equals to under root of what value of squares of the addition that we calculated, that will be give you the value of capital R. And all these values should be below 360. So small r, since it is less than uh, 90, but we are calculating in 10 polar code. So when you are doing it multiplying by 2, it will get sometimes more than 360. So that time you need to subtract it from 360. Then uh, we have f4, small f4 and capital F4. This you can put the values from the tables and calculate like this with the formulas. And the last step, we add all these steps values and you get the type. So now let's see the polar coordinate system, which mostly we get doubt of the quadrants. So first we need to understand what is this polar coordinate system and why and how do we use to calculate the value of r. So similar to like your compass rose, but not same. This is a polar coordinate system. From the below shown diagram of quadrants, find which quadrant the present values belong to. So first we have to find the quadrant. So we need to understand which quadrants are there. There are 4 quadrants. First is in the east direction, you have plus r cos r. So first is starting from cos value, not sine, and it is positive, and that is 0, 0, 0. So this is suppose in your compass system, you can say this is suppose your north, or 0, 0, 0 degree out of 360-degree. Then at next, this axis is plus r sin r, and so first both columns are positive and then next two columns are negative. So from 0 it's 90 degrees, so yes, 0, 9, 0. Then third axis is minus r sin r, and that is 180, and this is second quadrant. Then third quadrant is this one, and we have the fourth axis minus r sin r. So if value of minus r cos r is minus, and if r sin r is also minus, it will lie in this third quadrant. So same like your compass system, you take the angles either from the north or from south starting. So here also whatever value of r is coming depending on the quadrant. Suppose it is 80 degrees, so we will take 80 degrees from 000. So here also we take either from 000 or 080. So suppose 0800 from 000, so it will be something like this. And this is your angle which we are given. So this is 80 degrees, correct? That you calculate by this tan inverse. But we have to calculate the angle anti-clockwise. There we calculate clockwise, here we calculate anti-clockwise from this 000. So anti-clockwise from 000 is our angle, which is R. So that is here, it is 360 minus 80, that is 320 degrees. That is our angle R. Okay. Now, if we take an example that r sin r was plus, r cos r was minus, and r came 80 degrees. So again, it will be 80 degrees like this. So this is 80 degrees. Always measured either from 000 or 180. So here we have only 180. So this is from 180, it is 80 degrees. So we need to calculate the anti-clockwise angle from 000. So we need to calculate this angle. So 180 minus 80 will be your angle. That is R is equal to 100 degrees. Correct? Same way, if you are in first quadrant and you get value as 80 degrees, that is R cos R and R sin R are minus values. So you are from here, and this is already anti-clockwise from 000 degree. So this is equals to R. So it will depend from here. You can choose, find out from which, what is the value of R sin R is positive, R cos R is negative. So if you see
Yes,
from
sir.
here in this, R sin R is positive, R cos R is negative. So it will come in second quadrant. Now if you have the value as 0 point something, so 0 point something will be from here, and we need to calculate the anti-clockwise angle. So this will be your angle. So 180 minus whatever angle you got here, that will be our value of R. And after calculating the value of R, it is simple. Just put all the values and calculate as per the steps written: 2R, R square, 3R, R cube, and put in the values of this D4 by getting this 2R, and this small d4 is 2R plus f4, capital D4 is R square plus f4, and then you get d4 cos d4, d4 cos d6, and like this you get these values and then calculate the height of tide.